Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the world's biggest search engine to uncover a powerful, hidden side you've probably never even heard of.
So let's just dive right in. When you punch something into that search bar, you probably think you're seeing the whole picture, right? Well, the answer to this question is a hard no, because Google is constantly, and I mean constantly, making assumptions about what it thinks you want to see.
You can think of Google as this super helpful, but maybe sometimes a little too helpful assistant. It's looking at what's popular, where you are in the world, what you've searched for before, and it serves you what it thinks are the best results. And yeah, that can be convenient, but it very often buries the exact thing you were actually trying to find.
And this is a perfect example that shows the problem. You search for Will Smith, you're going to get the movie star. But what if you were looking for the baseball catcher? Well, to find him, you have to get specific. See, by putting his name in quotes, you're telling Google, I want this exact phrase. And that little minus sign before actor, that's you telling Google to exclude anything about the actor. It's the key to filtering out all that noise.
And this gets us to the really crucial points here. There's a way to completely bypass all of Google's assumptions. You can basically speak directly to its massive database using a technique called Google dorking.
Now, it's not really a hack in the traditional sense. It's more like learning a secret language. Think of it like you're using special commands to force Google's index to give you exactly what you asked for. And that opens up a whole world of information that's public, but just not easy to find.
And what's so interesting here is just how simple these operators are. You've got quotation marks for an exact phrase, a minus sign to get rid of a word, and then commands like cite colon or file type colon to really narrow things down. These are the basic building blocks for some incredibly powerful searches.
Okay, so let's get practical and see how this builds from just a simple search trick into something way more potent. We're going to see how you can find potential vulnerabilities just hiding out there in plain sight.
All right, we'll start off simple. Let's say we want to find websites that are focused on media. We can use that cite operator we just saw to tell Google, hey, only show me results from websites that end in the .tv domain. Easy enough.
Okay, now we're going to add another layer. We can use InURL, HTTP. This little command finds pages that don't have that secure HTTPS padlock in the address bar, which means any data sent to them isn't encrypted. So by combining the two, you can ask Google for a very, very specific list, media websites that might be insecure.
And boom, just like that, by combining two simple operators, you've built one really powerful query, cite.tv, InURL, HTTP. And this is where it gets really fascinating. Because this exact same logic, this same secret language, can be used to find things that were absolutely positively never meant to be public.
Just take a look at this search string. It's telling Google to find any public files with the .log extension, so log files, that have the word password anywhere inside them and that have been indexed since 2018. The stuff that pops up can be pretty eye-opening.
Yeah, when you run searches like that, you can uncover all sorts of things that people had no idea were exposed to the internet. I mean, we're talking about insecure servers, sensitive databases, and log files that might have contact info, or even passwords, all just sitting there, indexed by Google.
So typing these queries in by hand is one thing, but it's pretty slow, right? What if you could run thousands of these specialized searches automatically and cast a much, much wider net?
Well, this is where automated tools come into play. A popular one in the cybersecurity world is called Pagoda, and it stands for Passive Google Dork. It's designed to do all of that heavy lifting for you.
The way Pagoda works is actually pretty clever. It's like a little robot researcher. It grabs thousands of these pre-made dorks from lists online, and then it automatically runs them through Google for you. It's even smart enough to pause randomly so Google doesn't block it. And then, at the end, it just spits out all the URLs it found into one big file. It can do hours of work in just minutes.
So what a tool like this does is turn Google dorking from a manual search trick into a massive automated information gathering operation. You can literally set it up before you go to bed and wake up to a giant list of potentially interesting stuff.
Okay, so this is a really powerful technique, but, beyond being a neat trick for security folks, why should you care about any of this?
Because it fundamentally changes how you should be thinking about public information. There's the information you actively share online, and then there's the information that's just kind of exposed.
And what Google Dorking really shows is just how huge that second category can be, for you and for the companies you use.
At the end of the day, this whole thing isn't really about hacking. It's about information literacy. The internet is the world's largest database, and learning how to query it the right way is a critical skill. It helps you find what you're looking for, and maybe even more importantly, it helps you understand how to protect your own information from being found so easily.
So that leaves us with one final, pretty important question. The tools to look deeper are out there for anyone to use. The next time you use a search engine, it's worth asking yourself, what else is out there just waiting for the right query to find it?